Sigurani with the prayers or no? Can you
Yes,
lead the
yes.
prayer muna, Sir Jury?
All right. So, hello, good evening, everyone. Can I be here, dear panel members?
Yes, you are loud and clear.
All right. So, before we start, I request everyone to have a moment of silence for a prayer. Dear God, thank you for this blissful day you have given to us, and thank you for the good health and for providing all our needs financially, materially, and spiritually. I thank you also for being so kind to us despite of the times we made you so sad because of our trespasses. We're sorry for all the sins we have done through thoughts, words, and deeds, and we ask you, dear Father, to please clean our heart, mind, and soul with your cleansing blood so that we can be worthy again to come to your presence. I pray for wisdom that we all need this evening to better think and decide to make my research study worthy to be implemented and to bring significant impact to the lives of all the teachers as well as the administrators. Please guide us this evening and may your mighty hand be upon us as we work together for the betterment of our school and community. This we ask and pray in the mighty name of Jesus, our Lord and Savior. Amen. All right, so good evening once again. It is indeed a privilege to have here our research experts and coming from different campuses. And allow me to greet you all this evening. And let's start with our brilliant minded Dean of Graduate School, Dr. Riza Stephanie Alfaraz. Good evening, Doc. To the chairman of panelists, Dr. Murphy Hucalinas, and to the member of the panelists, one of the registrar of CPSU San Carlos, Sir Joji Ramada. Good evening, sir. And to the very talented, hardworking, intelligent program head of Central Philippine State University Kawayan Campus, none other than Sir Raymark Ahita. A pleasant evening, sir. And as well as to my advisor, Dr. Um, Rose Gallardo. Thank you so much for being here to guide and direct me to have a better and successful research proposal. And this time, I present to you my research proposal entitled Difficulties, Challenges, and Classroom Instructional Behavior Among Novice Teachers, Basis for Strategic Mentoring and Coaching. So I'm going to share now my screen. Is my screen visible to all of you there, panelists?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. What about this time, dear panel members? Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
All right. So my uh, what I mean, my research proposal is entitled "Difficulties, Challenges, and Classroom Instructional Behavior Among Novice Teachers: Basis for Strategic Mentoring and Coaching." Background of the study. Teaching is one of the few professions in which the newly hired is expected to perform the same responsibilities as tenured or experienced teachers, according to McGahan 2019. Traditionally, novice teachers were given the same responsibilities as the more experienced teachers and are often assigned most challenging students and difficult tasks that cause them to be less motivated to work and often speak about trying to survive and planning to leave their job. So that is the reason why I am very motivated
Recording in progress.
to pursue or conduct this research study because I am concerned with the newly hired when it comes to the tasks and to the challenges that were given to them by the school. According to the Teaching and Learning International Survey TALIS data from 2018, new teachers tend to be slightly less satisfied with their performance in the classroom than more seasoned instructors. 90% of new teachers compared to 93% of more seasoned teachers reported satisfaction with their performance at school. Additionally, compared to their more experienced colleagues, novice teachers sometimes feel less secure in their ability to teach, like, for instance, 87% of experienced teachers say they can handle disruptive behavior in their classroom compared to 78% of the new teachers. And that is really true when it comes to the experiences of the teachers here, especially in public school here in the locality. Teachers' motivation and inclination to stay in the professions may be impacted by the demands of working in difficult educational environments, and educational institutions and schools must offer substantial assistance to new teachers throughout their initial years of employment to prevent early turnover and motivate them to stay in their careers. It is from this experience that this research tried to scrutinize the encountered difficulties in terms of job and social related functions, challenges in terms of planning the lesson, implementing the lesson, assessment of learning, and self perceived classroom instructional behavior by novice public elementary school teachers, which could be the manifestation of the difficulties and challenges encountered as newbies in the teaching practice. This is my statement of the problem. The study aims to determine the relationship and of the challenges, difficulties, and classroom instructional behavior to serve as basis for mentoring and coaching for novice teachers. To achieve this goal, this research seeks to answer the following specific inquiries. What is the demographic profile of the respondents? Be described in terms of sex, age, marital status, high educational attained, and years in service. Second statement of the problem. What is the extent of difficulties encountered by the novice teachers when taken as a whole and when classified according to job related difficulties and social related difficulties? Third, what is the extent of challenges encountered by the novice teachers when taken as a whole and when classified according to lesson planning, implementing the lesson, and assessment of learning? The fourth one, what is the extent of self perceived classroom instructional behavior among novice teachers? And five, when grouped according to demographic attributes, thus the extent of difficulties encountered by the novice teachers when taken as a whole and when classified according to job related difficulties and social related difficulties significantly differ. And number six, when grouped according to demographic attributes, thus the extent of challenges encountered by the novice teachers when taken as a whole and when classified according to lesson planning, implementing the lesson, and assessment of learning significantly differ. Seven, when grouped according to demographic attributes, thus the extent of perceived classroom instructional behavior of the novice teacher significantly differ. And eight, is there a statistically significant relationship between novice teachers' self perceived classroom instructional behavior and difficulties encountered and challenges encountered? And lastly, what strategic coaching and mentoring programs can be formulated out of the results? So, this is our input, process, and output diagram. So we have here three independent variables, which are the demographic profile, according to sex, age, marital status, high educational attained, years in service, difficulties and challenges met by novice teachers, classroom instructional behavior, and then here is the output, the coaching and mentoring program. All right, next, the significance of the study. This study is significant to school administrators, novice elementary school teachers, elementary school learners, and future researchers who will going to conduct the same kind of study. And this is the most important one, the research design. This study used descriptive correlational research design using survey method to determine the relationship of the difficulties and challenges met and the self-perceived classroom instructional behavior among novice elementary school teachers in the municipality of Cauayan Negros Occidental in the school year 2022-2023. And here, the research locale. So this study will be conducted in three cluster districts of municipality of Cauayan Negros Occidental. And the respondents of the study will be participated by 300 novice elementary school teachers holding permanent teaching positions from the three cluster schools district of municipality of Cauayan. And these elementary teachers are at least 3 to 5 years of teaching experience during the conduct of the study. The sampling technique, or how I'm going to collect or gather the total number of my respondents. So a total of 300 respondents will be interviewed in this study. In order to identify the sample respondents, the study will utilize multi-stage sampling techniques. First is a quota sampling, which is a non-probability sampling that is used to have equal representation of the respondents from three cluster districts, meaning each district will have 100 respondents each. And the second sampling technique that I'm going to utilize here is a stratified random sampling, which will be used to determine the number of respondents belonging to each school in each cluster that we're going also to join here in our study. The third one or the last sampling technique that I'm going to apply here in this research study is this systematic random sampling technique that will be used to identify the respondent in each school in three districts. This will be done by arranging the family names of the respondents alphabetically, and the respondents will be chosen based on the K10 element interval computation. All right? And the data gathering instrument. So the first one is the 30-item difficulties of beginning teacher scale adapted from COCA 2016 to measure the difficulties met by novice teachers in the field when it comes um, to their job-related difficulties and social-related difficulties. And the second data gathering instrument will focus on the challenges encountered by the novice teachers, which was modified from the 30-item self-evaluation inventory from teachers based or national competency based for teachers. From the result-based performance management system or RPMS of DepEd as mandated from the Department of Education Order Number 2, series of 2015 adapted from Valdez and Dominado 2020. The third data gathering instrument that I'm going to utilize is the 45-item Likert type teaching evaluation scale for beginning teacher to measure the self-perceived classroom instructional behavior of the novice teachers adopted from the Department of Education Regional Office 8 Beginning Teacher Evaluation Guide. And the validity and reliability of the data gathering instrument. So we have also utilized or used or applied content validity ratio and internal consistency method. The data gathering procedure. So first, all ethical considerations will be honored. The letter of consents to the respective offices, especially to the public school district supervisors, and as well as the principal of the school, where will we going to take our respondents. And the participants' confidentiality and privacy will be guaranteed. Data treatment. So the participants' demographic profile, just like sex, age, marital status, highest educational attained, and years in teaching, will be determined using frequency and percentages. And then mean and standard deviation will be used to analyze or determine the extent of difficulties classified as job related and social related, and as well as the extent of challenges encountered classified as lesson planning, implementing the lesson, and assessment of learning challenges, and classroom instructional behavior when grouped according to demographic variables. And t-tests, or for independent samples, will be used to determine significant differences of the extents of difficulties classified as job and social related difficulties, the extent of challenges encountered classified as lesson planning, implementing the lesson and assessment of learning challenges, and the classroom instructional behavior when grouped according to sex only, because we know that male and female, or the girl and or boy, have different perspective when it comes to this kind of variables, the the difficulties, the challenges, and also the perceived instructional behavior. Next, the data treatment, or how we were going to um, analyze the data that we collected. So we were going to use one-way analysis of variance, or one-way ANOVA, to determine the significant differences of the extent of difficulties classified as job and social related, the extent of challenges encountered classified as lesson planning, implementing the lesson and assessment of learning challenges, and classroom instructional behavior when grouped according to the demographic profile of age, marital status, highest educational attained, and years in service only, excluding sex. And the Pearson product moment correlation coefficient will be used to determine the significant relationship between the difficulties met, challenges encountered, and the self-perceived classroom instructional behavior among novice elementary school teachers. So this will going to be utilized so that we can come up with a better result, and we will be able to analyze the the data that we were going to collect from our respondent. So thank you so much. Again, this is Sir Jory, and have a great evening.
Thank you and congratulations for having that far in your proposal, sir. Um,
You're
we
welcome.
are here, Sir Mark and Sir Joram, for the enhancement or improvement of your paper. We will start first with the introduction or the background of the study, or the chapter one, which composes of the introduction, the statement of the problem, uh, definition of terms, and others. Okay, so we will start first, Sir Mark and Sir Juji. We will start with the introduction. Any comment on the introduction? Okay. Sir, on the introduction, comment pa ni Sir ha. On
Yes,
your
ma'am.
second paragraph, you are mentioning here the data from TALIS or International Survey. Can you please state the data, because you are mentioning here the data results from 2018 about the teaching and learning of the new teachers. So what are you referring here? The performance, right? No? So 30% and 90 compared to 93%. Please restate which among the percentage that you mentioned here, 90 or 30, is more reliable, that refers to the performance of the teachers. Okay?
Yes, yes.
And on the third paragraph, you also mentioned here, and you also cite here the Republic Act, sir, no, 7784, an
Yes.
act to strengthen. Please, uh, please, ano na lang, mention, or, so this is an act of strengthen to teacher education. Please, can you add here one paragraph that would sum up what is this Republic Act for,
All
no,
right.
in
Yes.
relation to the beginning teachers, for the enhancement or development of the beginning teachers. Okay,
Yes.
and also I see here the gap that you mentioned, that you are trying to difficulties on the job related. And out of this job, sir, may I know that why you focus on the novice or beginning teachers?
Yes,
Why
ma'am.
you would like to focus your study on the novice or beginning teachers?
Thank you so much for that question. The reason why I am really motivated to work a kind of research study that we're going to benefit the novice and the novice teachers as well as the school head, because based on my experience, I was able to have that kind of difficulty. The time that I was deployed in school, um, our school provided or given us the task, which is really difficult. And as a new teacher who doesn't have enough experience, definitely we will not be able to do the job perfectly or successfully, because most of that kind of administrative work or ancillary functions are really hard to perform, especially by the novice teachers, and really requires the help of the tenured teachers. And another reason why I am motivated to conduct, because of the times that most of the master teachers present, not all of the public school, but I believe most of it, because I was able to talk with my fellow teachers who were also considered as newly hired teachers. They were given a task by their master teachers, which is supposed to be the master teachers will be the one who be working that kind of work, and they just don't they just transfer that kind of responsibility to the newly hired, which is really difficult for them to handle. And I really feel their difficulty. I really feel their emotional um, stress about that kind of work given to them, and they're really trying hard on how to complete or to submit with those requirements that are given to them. And I believe that makes me more motivated to try to conduct a kind of research, and later, right after this research, I'm going to make an action research that will be utilized also by our school at the same time, if possible by the district, to create a kind of program or an action plan that will be performed by the tenured teachers, and they will have to focus on helping out the newly hired or novice teachers, because during that time is their adjustment period. They are there to observe first. They are there to learn something new, and they're not supposed to be given a kind of task which they don't really have any background or something like that. So that is the reason why I am motivated to work with this kind of research. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Noted. But with that, sir, I would like to see, kay Teresa, in your last paragraph, you mentioned specific reasons, no? Can you make it as a general point of view lang, sir, no?
Yes.
The reasons or experience from the experiences of novice teachers, there are tasks na that are challenging and yet do acceptable man bala kay do ka negative towards the end that you mentioned that there are some master teachers nga ginapaubra sa inyo sa mga novice teachers, although challenging one, but yet you can see that this also can benefit you as a novice teachers. And
Yes.
on the last paragraph, please mention the utilization of your study. Okay?
Yes. Yes.
Sige. Make it a general picture of the third paragraph, and on the fourth paragraph, the utilization of your study. Okay,
Thank you
that's
so much.
all, sir. Uh, Sir Remark and Sir Joram. Di ako pa nawag. Oh, sir
Good evening, Doc.
Eugene. Okay, good evening. Comments on the introduction. I'm done.
Yes, Doc, good evening. Good evening as well to si Sir Juji. Kasi Sir Jurama na ako ni-mention. Sir Juji, and of course to Sir Jury, the presenter, and to your advisor, Doc Gallardo. So maybe ma'am, I have something to add na lang siguro. Regarding the comments of our chairman. Sir, will you please focus your attention on the fourth paragraph? So I think, sir, i-add pa na lang ni siguro, Doc, no, sa iyang RRL, because this talks already about the things that are expected to be achieved, no, or to be implemented for the improvement of the teacher's performance. You were referring to the novice teachers, right? So maybe this could be transferred na lang
Agree,
siguro
agree. Ang
to the
Simeo, sir.
RRL. Yes,
Ang
yes,
ining
yes, Doc,
Simeo
no?
2012. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
And as what Dr. Hokalina has said, uh, ang imo nga focus is your what's this? The problem you have encountered or observed among the novice teachers. So, i-strengthen pa lang din siguro. Let's make the focus or the target of the study o di
Yes, sir.
bala anong novice teachers to. So, make it quite lengthy na lang on this part to replace no this part because if we're going to transfer this one, medyo malipot naman ta.
All right, sir.
So, at
The,
least you can have what's this? A space for you to lengthen your problem or the focus of your study.
The
all right.
gap.
So,
All right, sir.
the gap. That would be all, Doc.
Thank you, sir. Sir Gigi.
Yes po, good evening. Uh,
Good evening, sir.
yes. Okay, so I have some also suggestion related to the introduction. So so with regards to answers, second paragraph, third, and we have the fourth. You can my suggestion is you can make this paragraph as your background of the study. You can sum it up to make it as your background of the study. And those statement that nakiusad diri sir, I have found out the your research gap. You can add more research gap or what we call this research gap, the questions or problems that has not been answered by the existing studies. So you can add more answer ng research gap.
All right, sir.
And also with regards to your statements a while ago about the question of Ma'am Murphy, uh, my suggestion to that is please write the your observation of your current
All right, sir.
respondents or the locale of the study. So you can sum it up sir sa imong mga statement a while ago to make as your observation, and after that the last paragraph would be your purpose of the study.
All right, sir.
So that's all.
Thank you so much,
Ma'am
sir.
Ma'am Yes
Thank
sir.
you, Sir Gigi. Okay
Yes,
na, Sir Jury.
yes,
Okay,
doc.
so I guess nang you have met now, Sir Gigi mentioned that it would be best that you could cite from the literature or research from the gap from the literature.
All right,
That tumalangin transfer tadi sir nga sa Mayo 2012. You can transfer this from the from here to the review of related literature, and then you can change this paragraph to the gap from literature. Example, from the study, no, na novice teachers are needs guidance and all of that. So
all
amo
right,
na siya
sir.
ang ginamini ni Sir Chuchi Kaina. Okay, thank you. How we are now in our statement of the problem. Okay, comment. O sige, ma-comment na ta. And we will work with the statement of the problem para check na lang dayon ang iyang schematic diagram. Okay, is it okay with you, Sir Remark and Sir Juji? We will try to see
Yes,
the
Doc.
the schematic diagram with the SOP. Okay, so the
Yes ma'am.
schematic diagram, page 10, shows the input process output. So comment ko na di, sir, we cannot have the input process output because wala mataga experiment for the meantime. So in the statement of the problem, you mentioned that you want to correlate the variables in the challenges. Akong question, sir, is that what's the difference between the difficulties and challenges that you are referring in your variables?
Here in our variables, the difficulties are referred to the job-related difficulties,
Okay.
which yes, and then the social-related difficulties, which were also being described in my questionnaire. If you're going to check there,
Mm.
and then the challenges focuses only on lesson planning, classified in implementing the lesson, and then assessment of learning, which I was able also to adapt from uh, the previous researcher and also to the tool that is being used by DepEd.
Okay. Therefore, that difficulties and challenges are different variables.
Yes,
So,
yes.
Sir Raymark and Sir Juji, I suggested here in the manuscript that separated na siya ang aton nga box from the demo profile. So you have the independent variable here, demographic profile in terms of age, sex, age, marital status, size, educational attainment, years in service. And another box is uh, what is the extent of difficulties encountered by the novice teachers? And can suggest today, can we change the novice teachers to the respondents na lang? Because novice teachers will be stated in the scope and limitation. Okay, so what is the extent of the difficulties encountered by the
Respondent.
respondents when taken as a whole and when classified according to. Tama na siya, okay? So another box is what is the extent of challenges encountered by the respondents when taken as a whole and when classified according to another box, sir. So therefore, your independent variable are the boxes included in your independent variable are three. So one is the demo profile, two is the difficulties, three is the challenges, and your dependent variable is uh, classroom instructional behavior. Okay? And then we will have the broken line. Last last box is your mentoring or
Coaching program.
the ganing atong last na di the mentoring or the coaching program. Okay na, sir?
Yes, yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
Sir Juji and Sir Raymark,
Yes, ma'am. Same
comment
concept,
on
ma'am.
the schematic diagram. Kag
Yes.
ning present yet sir nakita niyo di sir ho,
The
isa.
input.
That's why I asked Sir Jury kung separated ang challenges sa difficulties. So separated din man gali. So another box for challenges, another box for difficulties.
Yes.
Okay? Sige. SOP number 1 ta? Sir Raymark, Sir Juji,
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
Doc.
Yes, ma'am. Sige, ma'am.
I am fine with the SOP number 1. Hindi lang tagwang maghambal how made the demographic
Ye-
profile,
Yes,
but
Doc. Just the
we will
phrasing.
state here what is.
Yes.
What is the
Okay?
social?
What is
Social
the social
demographic
demographic
profile.
profile when grouped according to?
Oo. Okay. Comments on number 1. May i-add pa kita din nga variables. Sir G, Sir Raymar.
And no,
Um,
ma'am.
Hmm.
ay,
Sige, go
ma'am,
ahead, sir.
ma'am. Ay, Doc, sorry.
Sige, go ahead, Sir Raymar, Sir
Sige,
G.
Doc.
If you,
Thank you, Doc.
okay.
Um, I don't know if we could still add additional variable for our demographic profile because maybe the size of the school or even their location could still affect the behavior of
I
our
agree.
teachers or novice
Mm-mm.
teachers, right? Ma'am, Doc, no? Base
Yeah, I
makaapekto siya.
agree.
So maybe you can look for a literature or a related study, sir, that shows the relationship or even its effect on the performance or the behavior of the teachers who are novice or those who have 5 years or less number of years in service. That would be all, Doc, for number 1.
So we will add here letter F for the location of or anong
Far,
term na natin
just
di,
like the
sir?
far-flung
Or
school and
yes, surgery. What's the term?
just like
Uh,
far-flung school.
or location of the school na kung diin
Or
sila
upland
nakalocate
Upland
or
or lowland.
or
Just like that.
oo.
lowland. Can we
So
use the term
butang
lowland,
lang
Doc?
din nila sir ha.
Rural or urban?
Location of the school we can classify as according sa ano Sir G.
Can
Location
we
of
use
the
the
school.
rural or the urban, ma'am?
Oo, sige. Okay. Or ang term sa school
Urban.
location ba? Or ano ng term natin? Okay. So butang lang na location, urban or rural. So may choices lang sila, sir. if they
Or
are teaching in the urban area or in the rural or in the far-flung area.
hello, Doc. I'm so sorry. I would also suggest if we could also try to
Uh-uh.
add the the size of the school, just like the small and the big
Yeah,
school.
oo.
The
Full,
medium size. School
Yes,
size.
the size of the
full
school.
size.
School
Yes,
size to.
Yes, sir.
Okay, kaya
Pwede.
you have
yes.
the, ano na, big school,
Medium and
medium,
large
and large
size.
school.
Yes.
Okay. So you have now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 variables in your demographic profile.
All right.
Okay. So number 2, may add pa kita di number 1 variable, Sir Juchi. Okay,
With the,
Natalie?
yes, ma'am,
Yes, yes,
sa
yes. Go
clarification
ahead.
lang dire, ma'am, sa years in service, di ba, novice teacher, what is the probably the
Mm-mm.
scope of this years in service kay mga novice man ba si below 2 years tanan or
Oo. So,
sir?
how would you
Um,
classify gali na novice teacher, sir?
all right. In
In
depth
your
ed, all right.
3 years lang man.
All right. In depth ed, supposed to be we only have 3 years teaching experience, so that we may be able to reach the 300 total number of respondents. We were going to include 4 to 5 years in service if ever, because during that time is pandemic year, supposed to be ano na siya na we were going to include them or try to let them give their ideas about their experiences, the challenges and difficulties. So
Ang imo nga
Look,
ginamit,
no.
sir, they have the
um
choices if they will be novice teachers 3 or 4 years. May choices sila di. Or gin-classify mo na lang nga novice siya, kung gastay siya uh, a maximum of 4 years in the service. Is that
3 to 5 years in
3 to 5
service.
years?
Yes.
Okay. So 3 to 5 years. So ang question din ni Sir Juji is that do we need to include here years in service since you also classify na and you also you included them na as your respondents.
Yes, that would
Amo na Sir
be
Juji, no? Do we need
good.
to
Yes,
di na
ma'am,
lang
correct.
guro Sir Juji, no? Kaya it doesn't not
Yes.
wala naman that it does not make sense anymore. Kag gin-add mo naman sila, ginpa na naman sila ng qualified to be your
Yes, ma'am.
respondents. Yes. I got
Sige.
the point of Sir Juji. So we better
Omit.
get na lang or i-omit
Or
Di
the
specify.
years of
Sige, sige.
service.
All right.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Okay, thank you, Sir Juji. And number 2, what is the extent of difficulties encountered by respondents when taken as a whole and group according to, okay? Comment on SOP 2.
None,
Okay
ma'am.
na ko, Doc.
Okay na.
Okay. Number 3, okay naman ko. Number 4, what is the extent, ay, kuwaon tanan ko ang self-perceived classroom. What is the extent of instructional behavior of the respondents?
Novice teachers.
Self-first.
Okay. Do we need to mention the variables here, Sir Raymark and Sir Juji? What is the extent of instructional behavior of the respondents according
Yes, ma'am.
to?
Okay, Doc.
Okay,
Okay,
so
Doc.
you have to mention here in SOP number 4 the variables included in the instructional behavior, sir. Hindi may
Yes, Doc.
nakadiin mention, no? Please include
Nasa
here.
para siya questionnaire, ma'am, may mga
Okay, as in
variables to.
questionnaire. And number 5, mayari ko digay restate ko lang actually imo statement, sir. I don't know if Sir Raymark and Sir Juji will agree with me.
Yes, Doc.
I got your picture. You want to determine the difference between the extent of difficulties encountered by the respondents when taken as a whole and when grouped according to demographic profile. Amo na, sir, no?
Yes.
Okay. Then
Oh,
number 6 is there are significant difference between the extent of challenges encountered by the respondents when taken as a whole and group according to demographic profile. And number 6 is what coaching. So therefore, ginkuha ko na lang di 5, 6, 7 na lang, sir. Or would you like to have the significant relationship as well? Okay lang na, Sir Juji?
oo.
Sir
Sige.
Raymark? Comment?
Maybe, Doc.
Significant
Sige, sir. Go on, sir.
si
Sir Gigi.
ah, sa kuha na to ma'am sa significant
Number
difference
5. Oo, difference na ta. Inferential na ta, sir.
5, 6 and 7.
Oo.
Okay, okay na ko to ma'am. Okay na.
Okay. Sige, Sir
Sige.
Raymark.
Maybe, Doc, if
Mhm.
surgery would still go for a descriptive and correlational research design, maybe
Oo.
include niya ang relationship.
Okay,
Yeah.
this is descriptive correlational, sir, no? Sir
Yes.
Jury.
Number 8,
So
I
we
have.
will add number 7, Guru sir. What is the significant relationship between all
Okay.
the difficulties encountered and
Challenges.
difficulties and challenges encountered by the respondents? Amo na, okay na siya?
Okay.
Then
Okay.
number 8, what coaching and mentoring programs can be formulated out from the result of the study? Okay, so you have two, uh, 1, 2, 3, 3 inferential. Okay, and you will also adjust your hypothesis. So you have 1, 2, 3 hypothesis. Include ko na di, sir, sa imo SOP, you can work with your statistician regarding on this.
Okay. So, clarification lang, Doc. So, we were going to remove number 7, which is win group according to demographic attributes or profile,
No,
the
sir.
extent
Number 5, in-restate namon,
or state.
In this.
is there a significant difference
All right.
between the extent of difficulties encountered by the respondents when
Okay.
taken as a whole and when grouped according to demographic profile?
Okay.
Number 6, is there a significant difference between the extent of challenges encountered by the respondents when taken as a whole and when grouped according to profile? Number 7, is there a significant
Okay.
correlation naman between the extent of difficulties and challenges encountered by the respondents? Okay, then number 8, what coaching and mentoring programs can be formulated out from the result of the study? Okay, so it is included in the manuscript here, sir. Okay, sige. Theoretical framework. Okay na ta, Sir Raymark and Sir Juji?
Yes, Doc.
Additional? Yes, yes, sir.
Yes, Doc. I think the moment surgery would see the one you have sketched, Doc, for his
Mhm.
schematic diagram, maybe he would
Yes,
find it
oo.
easy to craft his
Yeah,
SOP.
oo. Sige. Hari naman di ang ato schematic diagram na bago, sir, na suggested. Can you work with your statistician? Theoretical framework, comment? Sir Juji and Sir Raymark on the theoretical framework. Page 7, comment? Sir Raymark?
Doc,
Oo.
I think surgery has identified a theory that is quite related, but he has to strongly
Mhm.
link this one to his research, no? Or the topic siguro, Doc, to make it more anchored, no? On the theory he has chosen. So muna na guro, sir, you have to indicate here how is it related, no, to this theory? Paano siya, sir? So it should be clearly stated here, not just including everything about the identified theory. So kada nag-state ka lang di, sir, about the theory you have identified, no, but failed to link or anchor that one to your study. Amo na siya, Doc.
you, sir. You mentioned, Sir Jury, two theories here, no? You choose only one. Kaya daw ang ato nga behaviorism, accord on the existence of instructional behavior. Pwede man yung behaviorism, sir. Theory. I don't see the relevance of optimizing performance through intrinsic motivation. Kay di ang mga novice teachers, di man kinala intrinsic. I guess we should only choose one here. Okay? And best guro ang behaviorism theory.
So,
And how they
isa ulit na lang
respond.
sa iba kong optimal.
Oo.
Okay, Doc.
Okay?
Okay.
Conceptual framework. Sir Mark, conceptual framework. Sir Chichi, comment? O, explain mo lang di, sir, ang representation or the representation of the relationship you expect to see between the variables that you use in your study or the characteristics that you want to see in between the variables of your the variables that you are using in your study. Conceptual. What's the concept? Hindi na mention hindi na pag-mention ng optimal theory. But you play along with the variables. Okay, what picture or what concept or that will come together or explain, you predict the way the key concept or variables play together or interact with one another. Okay? Sige. Sir Gigi and Sir Waymark. Okay na tadi. Then
Okay
connect
na,
to
ma'am.
your
Yes, ma'am.
study. Then ang aton nga i-present, sir, ang aton nga schematic diagram in one
Separate na guro, Doc.
page. One page siya, one whole page.
Okay, separate
Okay,
na.
so nag-comment ko this, sir. The scope and limitation. Comment on the scope and limitation.
Doc,
Yes, sir.
Sir Jury, maybe you can omit the term relationship because that's not only the focus of your study, no? So I have omitted the term relationship here. So the study will focus on the difficulties, challenges, and you can also omit self-perceived. Yes. Only include the three most important topics here, the difficulties, the challenges, and instructional behavior of the novice teachers. And the rest will just follow. That would be all, Doc.
Agree. Sir, you add also why you will limit only on the novice teachers or novice or beginning teachers. Add mo na ito din, sir. Okay.
Yes.
Sige, sir. Sir Gigi, focus lang yun.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
At may comment ka on scope and limitation?
Yes, ma'am. With regards to the surgery, with regards to paragraph number 4, maybe, sir, you can shorten this paragraph because this statement will can be seen
Alright.
in the research instrument. So pwede na siya, sir,
Yeah.
i-ko na lang ni sir,
omit.
summarize na lang ni sir,
Oo.
or omit.
Short. Ipakwata na lang ni sir.
Ah,
I-omit mo na lang ang research instrument. Mga limitations lang. Why you will limit on the variables that you mentioned in your schematic diagram. And most importantly, why you will limit your study on the novice, on beginning or novice teachers. I-omit na lang ning na-mention ni Sir Juji, sir. Transfer it. Kay na-mention mo na sa
Or you can
instrument.
use the standardized questionnaire na lang, sir.
Yeah.
Standardized.
Okay, significance of the study. School administrators. Sino nga school administrators? Please specify.
elementary. Alright.
Sino nga mga school? Are you referring to school heads, principals, no?
Alright.
Specify ka lang, sir.
Alright.
Okay. Maka-benefit man ni sir or can Let's have may benefits man nga po ng elementary school learners from the novice teachers from the study nimo sir.
I believe it has a
Kay do
significance
wala.
or
Sir
benefit
kay do
because
wala pa man is labot sir. No?
no,
Sorry.
in terms of I
Of
think
what?
in terms when there are teachers
Can we
are
change
well
na lang sir?
trained or given.
Parents na lang guro sir.
Okay, parents.
Or parents, there's also kind of parents na nagareklamo, claimer bala sa mga novice teachers nga hindi pa kabalo. So that you have to be informed that being a novice teacher, it takes time to be in that or in that expert teachers or highest level of teachers nga ginaano na. So delete it, we will change to parents na lang.
All
So
right,
that
Doc.
parents when informed na it needs take or di man nga pero may agad dagan maging expert teachers tayo agad.
All right.
Okay? So what else? Comments on the significance of the study?
Okay na ko, Doc.
Okay. Add the parents, sir,
Yes, Doc.
and researchers lang, sir, kay para you're referring to how about the present researchers. Okay, researchers instead of future. Okay.
Okay, Doc.
Definition of terms. The terms that should be defined must be found in your schematic diagram. These include the demographic profile, no? Define the terms found in the schematic diagram in your demographic profile. What else? The variables included in the challenges, variables included in the difficulties, variables included in the ano pa, classroom instructional behavior.
All right, Doc.
And also some terms that can be found in your title. Working title, talang ni Anay, ah. Okay? And please update ang ining 2006, hindi ta na ni mabaton, sir. Outdated na ni. Update the citation. And also the dictionary definition from the dictionary is not accepted in hindi ta na accepted. Hindi na acceptable ang ini nga definition from the Webster dictionary. So look for a scholar that will define the term difficulty.
All right.
Okay?
Thank you,
I
sir.
define this according to concept and operational. How are you going to use it? Operational, definition, and conceptual according to citation from the scholar or author. Okay? That's all. Ako na, sir. Okay, Sir
Okay, ma'am.
Gigi and Sir Raymark.
So, ma'am, okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Same suggestion. And then just kuha lang ni Sir Jury ang alphabetical lang ang
Oh, yeah.
terms to be defined
Mm.
All right.
from alphabetical.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, Doc
Mark?
Raisa.
Oo.
Hello,
So
good evening.
in addition to the definition of terms, kindly define it in thematic format. I know that major variables of surgery have its own sub-variables. Oo. So hindi mo siya sir pagbulagon if you define challenges, unders and challenges are the sub-variables of it, arranged in alphabetical order.
All right, Doc. Thank you, Doc.
Okay. Thank you.
Ibulet yan lang, Doc, no?
Yes po.
Oo, ibulet mo lang, sir. So, mention mo kanina na challenges, may ara kadira nga ano, pero i-arrange mo in alphabetical order ang mga variables under the challenges.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Doc.
thank you, Doc.
Okay. Additional?
Doc, in
Arnold?
addition,
Yes.
so that the readers may find easily
Mhm.
the definitions of terms, may it be conceptual or operational, maybe surgery. If it's not too much, you
Mhm.
can separate the paragraph intended for
Oo.
the conceptual and operational. Para hapo, sir. I-enter mo lang.
Okay.
Para
That would be
friendly
all,
sa
Doc.
reader. Para
Okay,
friendly
sir.
sa reader, sir. Ay, ang mga conceptual and operational. Okay. Thank you for the suggestions. We are now in chapter 2. Mga clerical na sir, wala ta ng page number. So anyway, i-guidean ka na ni Ma'am Rose. Okay, arrange thematically your chapter 2, sir, according to the schematic diagram. And please add more of the review on literature and the studies about the difficulties and challenges encountered by the novice teachers. And also we could add here some variables noted in your demographic profile.
All
Okay?
right, Doc.
Sige. That's all. Sir Raymark and Sir Juji.
None, ma'am. None, ma'am. Okay na to, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay na tani. Chapter 2.
Okay na, Doc.
Chapter 3, comments, sir? By the way, may synthesis pa tadi sa grad school, Doc Rice. Do we need to add synthesis?
Wala,
In
ma'am.
chapter 2?
So,
Wala siya.
i-omit.
Oo,
So,
Sir
i-omit na lang,
Jury,
Doc.
i-omit lang siya.
I-omit na lang, Doc.
May ginsend ko sa chat box ang thesis
Ay,
and dissertation niya template for social research.
Okay.
I-download lang, sir, please, ha? So that mag-guide mo kung ano mga parts na mo na siya.
All right,
Thank
Doc.
you.
Thank you, Doc.
Noted. Thank you. Chapter 3 na ta. Sir Gigi, Sir Raymark. Okay, sige, ano, chapter 3. Research design. Descriptive relational. Please cite an author. Okay, na-cite niyo na, sir. Comment, Sir Raymark, Sir Gigi.
Yes, ma'am. Okay na ko sa research design, ma'am.
Okay.
Because he is
How about
using
the
the
research
descriptive
local?
correlational.
Research local. Pero we could add here a map now where the schools are located. Ano pag Sir Raymark?
Is Doc, i-specify niya lang siguro pagid ang district cluster.
Oo. O yan.
Okay.
Okay naman, Doc.
Add ka lang map, no?
Yes, Doc.
Respondents of the study, 300 gini, sir.
In a way, Doc, kung hindi siya kalabot,
Pero ano ka na, sir? Naka-survey ka na, naka-ask ka na dito sa imo nga identified district kung pila ang novice teacher sa kay school A, school B, school C.
yes, Doc, I was able to gather initial data from the AO of different district, and then hindi siya kalabot. That's why I was able to come up
Oo.
na 3 to 5 years na lang gid, so that I can have a large number of participants in my study, so that it will be more valid and reliable, Doc.
Ang respondents of the study, hindi ta na ani pag i-mention here the number. Instead, you mentioned only the novice elementary school teachers that holding a teaching position from the 3 clusters school districts of the municipality of Kawayan. So hindi mo na lang ni Anay. And then I don't mention the stratified sampling. Next na dili is sampling technique. Am I right? Sakto sa ato ni ano di? Aton format.
Yes, Doc.
May sampling technique.
May word siya, Doc.
Oo. Ay, may-ari ka din, sir. Next sampling technique. But you mentioned that you have stages of having the sampling technique. Please specify, lugar 1, no? Out of kota, nagkota ka, tapos naging mo kapagid, nag-stratified kapagid. So, which one is the best sampling technique that you will be using?
I believe, Doc, stratified random sampling and then quota sampling.
Yeah. So, butang mo na lang this stratified random sampling. Then, define what is a stratified random sampling. And later, if you have the number of the novice teachers, pwede mo dibutangan school A, pila ang iyang population, tapos pila ang imo nga sampling, sample size nga ginkuha.
All right.
in a table form.
Okay, Doc.
Okay?
All right.
Sa compliance na naguro, sir, i-present mo sa amon. Comment, Sir Remark and Sir Gigi?
Yes, Ma'am Murph, I have also
Mm.
suggestion with regards to sampling technique. Maybe Sir Jury can use the purposive sampling, ma'am. It is
Or
because
pwede na, no? Effective.
identified naman niya ang mga novice teacher. So, purposive na lang ang pwede niya magamit, ma'am.
Okay. You want to
Okay.
change from quota to purposive sampling, sir? Is that what you mean, sir? Quota to
Yes,
Ang
sir.
ginamit,
Okay.
oo. Sir Jury, may I ask me, you have your statistician, sir? O kung ikaw lang ni anay butang-butang ka eh.
Ako lang ni Anay, Doc.
Okay. That's why galing Sir Gigi. So please
Okay.
work with your
Yes.
statistician
All right.
regarding on this. Okay?
Yeah.
Pero suggested by Sir Gigi, as
Ah,
statistician, you
Parehas
We
can
naman
will.
use
sila ng
purposive
probability.
sampling.
All right, Doc.
Okay?
Um,
So you identify the purposive sampling
Yes, ma'am.
and then connect and relate that to your study. Why are you going to use the purposive sampling?
Okay. Okay.
Comment on data gathering instrument. You are going to use the content validity relation. But you would be validity, data gathering procedure or data gathering instrument. Comment. No, wala na. Pin.
Doc,
Okay. Oo, sige, sir. No, wala na ko. Di comment ya.
sige Doc.
Ipa-omit na siguro, ma'am, ang katong word nga self-perceive
Ang
sa
self,
classroom
yeah,
instruction.
yeah, oo. Self-perceive. I-omit ka lang word.
Okay.
Okay? Describe mo lang di, sir, ha? So you have 3 types of research or you have actually the 3 types of research or instrument. For one is the demo profile, second instrument, and then self-perceive omit lang ni siya. Okay? So in other words, you have to describe the instrument that you are going to use to gather data here. Okay? Mention so you mentioned also that this is an adapted instrument. You have to mention
Yes.
the authors here. Okay, mention na here.
Doc Murph.
Yes, sir.
Doc, I'd like to clarify if always, usually, sometimes, rarely, and never could just be used if the researcher tries to look for the extent of the
Yes,
difficulties and
oo.
challenges.
On the part of what, sir?
Yes, on the answers or the
Likert.
responses, yes, as a Likert scale,
Yeah,
Doc.
oo. So Likert scale niya nga type of to measure.
Because
Oo,
he's looking
please.
for the extent.
Extent, sir, mo, no? So what is your suggestion?
Can we have the terms extent, Doc? I-arrange
Yes,
na lang siguro
extent.
in high, ano lang siguro, very high
Oo.
extent.
Extent.
Oo,
Yeah.
high extent.
Mm-mm.
And then, isupport
Anyway,
lang siguro, Doc.
ipavalidate ya pa man iya instrument, sir.
Oo, Doc. Yes,
Oo.
yes, oo.
On the interpretation,
Mm.
si Sir Remark, Sir Jury is ina-clarify ya lang ang imo interpretation because you will be testing the extent.
Yes.
So ang imo interpretation
Because,
kinahanglan
yes.
high extent
Yes.
ano.
Because here, I believe I was able to put this one in the frequency, just like always, usually, rarely, or never.
Okay.
Alright.
Sige. Some
That
more?
would be all, Doc,
Oo.
for the instrument.
Titingbo na lang, sir, data gathering procedure and data treatment. Okay. Data gathering procedure, comment. So please state here, sir, before gathering the data, state mo din ha, during and after. What are you going to do before gathering, during gathering of the data, and after the gathering of data?
Alright,
So,
Doc.
butang mo dito na in your data gathering procedure.
Thank you, Doc.
Okay? Data treatment. On the data
Statistician na
treatment,
Okay
you
na ko,
have to
Doc.
work with your
We're off na lang sa
statistician, sir.
statistician.
Sir Jury, ha?
Yes,
You work
yes.
with your statistician and work with the SOP. Consult mo ang SOP with the statistical tool that you will be using.
All right.
Okay? Sige. Okay? Ang imo ni appendices niya, mo ni imo gid pa kita mo sa amon, sir. Kay gid append diri. Okay. You have to work with your statistician, mga amo ni sir. Okay? May instrument pa talinaw sa likod. It has to undergo validation. Okay?
But
You need to
I believe two of my research
Yeah.
instrument are already validated because it was being
Yeah.
used already by DepEd, Doc.
Mm-mm. Okay, sige. Sir Juji and Sir Raymark, may comments pa kamo, sir?
None, ma'am, none. Okay na, ma'am.
How about Sir Raymark?
I think Sir Jury Doc has to change the font style, sir, ha, to Korean.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
Yes. Yes, yes, sir. Wala
Okay.
pa
Okay.
platform.
Okay.
Sige,
With
Doc, that
that,
would be all, Doc. Thank you.
okay, thank you, Sir Raymark and Sir Juji. We will now give the time to our
Ma'am,
dean, the
thank
dean
you.
of the of the grad school, Ma'am Raisa.
Hi, sir. Good evening. And first and foremost, thank you so much, panels, for accepting our invitation to be part of Sir Jory pre-oral defense. And thank you also, Kawayan Campus, with the campus admin and Ma'am Rose for facilitating the defense of Sir. Sir, we will be sending you the copy of the minutes of your pre-oral defense, and so that you will be guided how will you comply with all the suggestions of the panel. As to our procedure po, you have first to comply all the suggestions of the panel, integrate it into a new manuscript, and then route the paper to your panels. Attached to your manuscript, to your new manuscript, is the compliance for conduct form and the minutes of your pre-oral defense. So the panels will signify or will have their signature in the compliance for conduct form. So that is an indication that they are already okay with their suggestions, meaning you complied with all their suggestions po. So if the compliance for conduct form was approved already by the Vice President for Academic Affairs. So that is the time that you will conduct your study. So is it okay with the panels, especially to Sir Joram? Since Sir Joram is at San Carlos campus, so is it okay with you if Sir Jory can communicate with you via messenger or email lang po? Okay, Sir Jory.
Yes, ma'am. Okay na,
Okay,
ma'am.
ha?
Email or messenger.
Sige po.
Okay, Doc.
Thank you so much with that. Okay, so that's all for now. And Ma'am Rose, thank you so much for facilitating po. Ma'am Murph.
Thank you, Doc. Congratulations, Sir Jury, and congratulations to Ma'am Rose as well.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
And good
Congratulations.
night and
Sir
congrats.
Jury,
Thank you.
congrats.
Thank
Doc
you, Doc.
Rose.
Thank you, Sir
Thank you,
Remark.
Doc. Sir
Thank
Gigi,
you,
Doc
Gid.
Kalinas, thank you.
Congratulations. Oh, sige, Ma'am Rose, congrats.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doc.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you. Permission to leave.
Permission man to live. Okay.
Bros, congrats, Sir Jody. Congrats.
Sir, thank you, sir.
Sige, sige,
Thank you,
ma'am.
Gid, Ma'am Rose. Thank you, Gid, Sir Joram.
Sige, sige, sir.